historic launch phase. Every share matters. Every shareholder grows with us. As Aureus grows, so does your dividends. We're not here for reckless mining. We're here for innovation, using eco-friendly wash plant technology that protects the land while producing real results. It's wealth creation with impact, generational, transparent, trustworthy, and you'll never be left behind. Weekly Zoom updates keep every shareholder informed on process, performance, and dividends. This is your chance, your stake, your legacy. Aureus Alliance Holdings, true wealth, real impact. Your realization and journey finally has the opportunity to start here and now.
Now we're freezing Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Okay. Level, you're the one that opened your mouth about how we should open. So I think you're gonna be put on the spot tonight.
You've been for real? No, we were too quiet, man, and it was awkward. So I had to throw in an icebreaker there.
Okay.
Yeah, but nonetheless, let me do the honors.
Yeah, please do. Please do. You know, we one thing that I realized, and Rena said this the other night, is we got attacked when we were in Zim. Spiritually attacked, if anybody wants to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, today our CEO, he apologizes once again. He had a rough week. He was going up and down for this thing with Dubai, and he flew back from Johannesburg, and he sent me a photo how the propeller was actually standing still. You know, it was one of those small planes, and there's something going on, and his propeller was standing still, and he's like, "Yeah, just pray we land safely," and that's exactly it. You know, we just blasting off, and yeah, I start getting sick and I lose my voice. Yesterday, I had no voice. My voice was completely gone. And today it's better. You can still hear it's a little bit not what it was. But yeah, so all the blessings, everybody's prayers has definitely been helping. So please, Levo, you can do the honors.
Okay, all right. Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you, dear God, that you have created this opportunity for us. We are here, my dear God, for you have a vision. It is you, my dear God, who's implementing everything through us, my dear God. You have planted good ideas. You have planted, my dear God, in our hearts to support this baby, my dear God, that JP, my dear God, and Donovan had implanted in our hearts. My dear God, we thank you that you will be the one who will ensure that this seed grows and blossoms, my dear God. You are the one, my dear God, who will protect everything. We are asking for you to protect it, my dear God, for we know that whatever, Jesus, you have come to do, the devil wants to undo, my dear God. You have come to set those who are captives free, my dear God. You are here to free the oppressed, my dear God, financially and any other way, my dear God. We thank you, dear God, that you have shown, my dear God, even the mighty of this world, the wise of this world, that, my dear God, the small people, the little people will overcome, my dear God, if we come through you, my dear. We come with the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Who will stand before us? What can stand before us, my dear God? For we entrust our lives to you. We entrust our future to you. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you. Take over, my dear God, today, and take over, my dear God, the whole Africa with this initiative. Take over the world, my dear God, with this initiative. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Welcome every single person that has joined tonight's Zoom presentation about Aureus Alliance Holdings. I do apologize that I have been out of commission for the last 2, 3 days. We have really pushed in the last 3 months for the pre-sale, and I think we did a bit of overworking, if I can put it like that. But it never stops, even once um I was in bed for the privileged ones that connected with me. I still sent a photo, got my laptop set up in front of me. I got my screen next to me, like in the bed. My wife just looked at me and shook her head like, you can't stop. I'm like, no, we on a roll here. We need to, and this is where we are, we're talking about starting the mine operations in January, and this is the fact. But to accomplish this goal, we have to have a successful phase one. You know, if we can sell out 80%, if we sell out 100%, then all the blessings that has happened for that. But even if we sell out 80%, we will start mine operations in January. Okay. That is what our goal is. And the reason being is that doesn't mean that we're physically going to start mining. Okay. We are going to cross over this 250 hectares, this first piece of land, and we are going to get all the tailings, all of the overburden from the soil. We're going to bring it to a centralized point where the wash plants is, and we're going to start processing this. Okay, so the quicker we can get there, the quicker we can start collecting the pay dirt, the quicker we can process it. All right, and the quicker we can invite everybody to our property in Kadoma, Zimbabwe, and we can start our gold tour. All right. So I'm gonna stop my screen share. Just give me a second. My PC feels very sluggish. I just want to close some things off here. People ask me about my computer. My computer's as busy as what my brain is, so you can imagine it's quite busy. Okay, so welcome to Aureus Alliance Holdings, where we're building gold-backed impact ventures to get back to the community. And we are able to do this because we're going to be mining real gold and other minerals, and that will provide real profits. So before we start, let's look at what the gold rate is, because this is something that I want everybody to get accustomed to. Okay, why? Why is this such a big thing? Well, when we started prospecting, or Donovan James started prospecting in 2016, gold rate was sitting just over $40,000. I got involved in 2023 when it was sitting at about $75,000, and the highest that it's been so far is $139,000. That was its peak. Okay, and then it's dropped down. And it started picking up again. Okay, so where we're sitting at today is $130,000. And there's a big reason because of this. We need to know what the gold rate is, because this is what's going to affect how we talk about the dividends when it comes to Aureus. Okay, so firstly, what you are getting involved in here is you are purchasing shares in Aureus Alliance Holdings. This is a Pty Ltd company here in South Africa. Every single shareholder gets a CIPC registered share certificate. If you buy multiple shares at certain intervals, then you will get multiple share certificates, and each certificate will have X amount of shares on it that you purchased. So you're not purchasing a share in the gold mine or platinum mine or diamond or whatever mine we're going to be getting involved in, or in the ICT sector or in the property development sector. You are buying shares in Aureus Alliance Holdings, in the company itself. And this is important because if you were just purchasing shares in, for example, the mine in Kadoma, then the maximum that you would get out of the 2.1 tons of gold there is about 100 kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to show how this works. Remember that gold rate I was talking about? So 2160, that's the total amount of gold that is over 80 centimeters deep, over the 250 hectares. 80 centimeters, okay? Keep that in mind. Yes, we can go down. We can go up to 14 meters down on our licenses there. But that times $130,000, that gives us $280,800,000. That is the value of this piece of property, which is 250 hectares. Okay. Then 45% is the deduction. That is for the expenses, running costs, everything. And then that's divided between 1.4 million. The reason why it's divided between 1.4 million is because there's a total of 1.4 million shares that is up for sale. That gives $110. Okay. Now, remember I said about the gold rate. When we started this presentation and started looking for shareholders in our pre-sale, we were sitting at $109,000 per kilogram, where we're sitting now at $130,000. You can see the difference that the growth has got. Right, so we're going to be opening up self-sustainable mining ventures. Okay, that means that we are not traditional open cast. Yes, we are still a form of open cast, but not traditional open cast, because traditional open cast just goes deeper and deeper and literally destroys the land. Okay, it can never become be restored in any viable state, and we will be restoring every single piece of property, except probably where the actual pit mine is going to be starting. That's where the vein is. There we won't be able to take it into a natural state. That should be obvious. But everything around it, we will turn into a natural viable state. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are looking after the property, but also after the people that are living in the area. Okay. They used to everybody coming in there and just taking whatever they want and leaving them with nothing. And we are going to be really doing something different for every single person that is in the area of Kadoma, Zimbabwe, also throughout Africa. So like I said, there is 1.4 total million shares available for sale. And once these are sold, that's not where it's going to be ending. You can purchase these shares now from anything between $10 up to $1,000, depending on what phase you're going to be coming into this venture. Once the 1.4 million shares is sold, though, it will go over to the NFT marketplace. This is a custom-built NFT marketplace that my company will be developing, and there the price will be $1,000 each minimum. Okay, that means that you will not be able to sell it for less. That is the minimum amount. It will also be attached to NFT artwork pieces. So it's going to be one NFT. And once you sell it, then or put it up for sale, then a artwork piece will be connected to it. This is not the normal NFT nonsense. We're talking about this little pictures. We're talking about real art. We have got artists all over the world that's going to be connecting to this, and it needs to be African artwork, but not necessarily from Africa, the artists themselves. So we're going to have artists all over the world that's going to connect. They're going to have their own portfolios, and everything will be set up. If their artwork is chosen, it is connected to one of the NFTs, then they will also be earning royalties. Okay, so our first target is January to have 2 wash plants set up. This will generate about $10 to $40 in dividend per quarter. Okay, this is for the first year, and I want everybody to understand is we are using a conservative amount. We want to target 100 kilograms, 100 kilograms per month, so that we can do about 1.2 tons. This will give everybody a dividend of around $60 for the year. Once again, if we take 1,200 kilograms times $130,000 minus 45%, and then divided by 1.4 million shares, that gives us $61. All right, so and this is why I said look at the actual gold rate, because as the gold rate is increasing or decreasing, it will affect the dividend payout, but it will give you an indication. All right. Now, our target is to have 3.5 tons annually by 2026. What do we mean by that? We want to have between 10 and 30 plants up and running for the entire 2026, that at 2027, we will reach our minimum target of 3.5 tons. Our base target is basically 10 tons per year, and with an increase of 10 tons on every single year for the next 10 years. Okay, so we're looking at about $145 for the following year, up to $500, okay, in dividends. How we're going to achieve this is not with one property that's 250 hectares. We want to get multiple properties all over Africa, which will range over 6,000 hectares and will generate an average of 100 tons per year. Once again, so it's 100 times 1,000. That gives you 100,000 kilograms times $130,000. Minus 45% divided by 1.4 million. Okay, so that's $5,107. Now, for all these South Africans, if we take 5,107 times 17, that's 86,000 rands per year. Okay, and this should be accomplished by 2035. Okay, this is what our goals is, and this is why we are selling these 1.4 million shares. Now, we've got this, before I carry on, we got this question the other day, which was, well, we're going to be selling by the first dividend, which is in April. We'll be selling just over 600,000 shares. So what happens with the balance? The balance is also going to be earning dividends, but those dividends are going to go to the company, and that is going to be used to expand, right? That's going to be used to add more plants, to get more people, to get more gold produced, so that what? So that we can get bigger dividends for every single shareholder, and we can reach our targets. So that's our secondary contingency plan. We're not just about mining gold. We're also going to do a massive CSR, which is corporate social responsibility project. Okay, we're calling this Eco World, and these are smart villages that Aureus and Sun will be developing throughout Africa. Where we will be starting is in Zimbabwe and Dodoma. This smart village provides food, electricity, running water, as well as we're going to be adding a school and a clinic. And of course, it's also going to provide jobs. And Aureus, of course, will also be providing jobs inside of the mine. The reason why we want to add school and clinics inside of each of these smart villages is because that's a type of thing that's very difficult to get to. The kids are walking an average of 15 kilometers every single day to get to school and back. So it's quite strenuous on them. Now, we're a proof of work company. What this means is we have been there multiple times. We have gone for multiple tests. We have done geotechnical tests, and we got the reports to prove it, which is in our prospectus, and we will be releasing that in the next 24 to 48 hours. You can see there I am myself. I went through on the first trip in 2023 to go and verify that this is real. And at that time, I went with these two gentlemen. You can see there they are. They are gold experts from India. They got 5 gold mines in Zambia, and they came through to look at the grass. Now, I'll explain the grass just now, but first I want to finish on these people. So this is Donovan James. He's the CEO. You can see he is on multiple photos, different shirts, different clothing. You can see it's a different circumstances that we were there. This piece of rock that is held here by this our gold expert here, that piece of rock goes through a crusher plant, and there will also be fine traces of gold dust and gold nuggets that could be found in it. So every single piece of overburden will be going through the machines multiple times, so we make sure that we get every single piece of gold. This gentleman here, he is from Parliament, all right? He is from the government. He's one of the advisors of the president, and he came through to Kadoma so that he could speak and also look and see that we are doing the right thing, that we are following the promises that we have made. This gentleman over here, he is from Yagden Engineering, and he will be contracted to build our wash plants for us. So we're not going to be using wash plants from other companies, international and so forth. We are using engineering company inside of Africa, inside of Zimbabwe, to be able to create these plants. One of the major reasons is because he's part of the community. The community knows him, the community stands him, and he's got many, many years of experience. The other reason is because if anything breaks, he and his team will come out and come and fix whatever is broken. If it's really bad, then they will come and they will replace the plants as well. So everything is handmade by this engineering company. On one of the tests, when they dug pits to test the grade of the sand, of the overburden, the tailings, they did also some panning, and they found 4 pieces of gold. Those 4 pieces don't look like much, but they were worth $120 odd per piece, right? And this was found within a couple of hours. This is one of the reasons why we are not there with picks and shovels, because you'll have 1 or 2 people busy picking and shoveling, and within a week you'll have 1,000 people doing it, and the land will, all the resources will be gone. Now, earlier I spoke about the grass. The grass is very important. You can see that the grass here is bright green, and there it's dull. There's 2 photos here that is not of Kadoma, that's of a different area. And we basically took those photos because so we can differentiate and show people what the differences is. So these are artisanal miners. They're working on another person's land who has hired them to mine out his gold. And we went and discussed and spoke to them and found out what type of yield you can get, and also what their experience is. And unfortunately, their experience is not great, because it's a constant battle taking this gold out and selling it and so forth. So we'll also be empowering these people, helping them, guiding them, employing them, and so forth. The reason for the grass that's so bright and green is because of the iron oxidation in the soil. The more iron oxidation is in the soil, so the more iron content is found, also the more gold is found in the soil. And you can see everything is quite bright and green in our area. The other reason is because of the amounts of water. This is a dry riverbed that we are going to be mining in, but as you can see, there is water as well. And this is vitally important resource that is required. When we were done prospecting and doing the tests and everything, and while we were doing it still, we also went to various institutions. We went to universities, we went to technicons, we went all over Zimbabwe. Why? To build public relations with the community. Because you're coming in as a foreigner into a country, they don't know what you're doing, and most of them, they can be very not physical hostile, but they can be like wary about why are you here? Because most of the miners that do come into the country, they just come to destroy. So because we've come and we've told, you know, this is what we are doing, this is how we're going to be building the CSR and everything, you know, we have got massive support from the community. When I spoke to, while I was there for about 8 months. And while I was speaking to one of the miners, we wanted to get him on board as an institutional investor because he's got all of the equipment, everything that we need, except the plant. He doesn't use wash plant technology. He stipulated very clearly to me that he will take this piece of land and he will clean it out for us within 2 months. And my words to him, yes, and there will be nothing left. And he said, so it's just gold, you know, and that's their mentality. So we're coming to Africa to change that mentality with as many people as possible. We also have an offtake agreement with Zimbabwe. This means that we will not be selling the gold to anybody else out of the country. You will also not be getting any gold, right, or any other minerals. And we're also not just mining gold. We know already that there is copper. Original licenses is copper licenses. Once we start mining, we will converting that over to whatever minerals we find, including gold, silver, cobalt, iron, including even diamonds if we go deep enough. Right, so there's 1.4 million shares in total. We're in phase 1 now with 320,000 plus shares at $10 each. Okay, there is 19 phases, main phases in total. And for the next 3 phases, we are accepting South African Rand and USDT. But for all of the phases, we are accepting USDT. And this is in the Polygon, Ethereum, Tron, and BNB network. So over these 20 phases, we will collect a total of $291,800,000. The price of the phases increases, the total amount of shares decreases and increases. The reason why I say increases is because of the model that we are building. So whatever shares are not sold in the phase, it will be transferred over to the next phase. For an example, in our pre-sale, we had X amount of shares and that was transferred over to our main phase 1. And the same thing will happen with phase 1. It will go over to phase 2. If we sell out on the phases in a quick matter, it means that once this the network starts really spreading out and the phases start selling out quicker, then it might even be sold out by July 2026. That is my own personal goal. Okay, I estimate this. The reason why my estimation is for July 2026 is because by April 2026, we will pay out our first dividend. And this first dividend, even though it's probably going to be only $15, might be more, it might be a little bit less. But what this first dividend will do is it will prove that this business is 100% real, 100% factual, and it will explode from there. And the shares will sell out very, very quickly. Okay. Now, the latest latest point that the shares could take is July 2027. The reason being is because it's not just reliant on the amount of shares per phase, but also on time. Every 6 of every single month, we will move over to the next phase, regardless if there is 100,000, 200,000, or just 10,000 shares sold for the phase, we will move over to the next phase. Okay, so which means that the price will increase every single month on the 6th of every single month. So phase 1, up until the 6th of December, it will be $10. On the 6th of December, it will go over to $15. The 6th of January, it will become $20. The 6th of February, it will become $25. The 6th of March, it will become $30, and it will continue like that every single month, except if the phases are sold quicker. Okay. By phase 9, we are sitting at $50. There's a $50 jump from phase 9 to 10, and then from phase 10 to phase 19, there is a $100 jump per phase up until $1,000. By the time that we have completed phase 19, there will be enough capital for Aureus to be able to set up 250 wash plants plus more. All right. Also, once we are done with the one area, if we are going into deep mining, underground mining, then the wash plant technology that will be transported to the new piece of land. We will take going to JV agreements with multiple countries. We've already been contacted by Nigeria, Cameroon, and Burkina Faso. All right, so it will be expanding over Africa, like I said, 6,000 plus hectares, and our target is 108 tons, which you saw tonight is about $5,000 per share per year. What does that actually mean? It means that whether or not you buy 1 share, or you buy 10 shares, or you buy 100 shares, or 1,000 shares, or 10,000 shares, or 100,000 shares, it's entirely up to you. Right? But we want to make this opportunity available for every single shareholder. Doesn't matter if they can afford 1 or they can afford 100,000 shares. Okay. And we want to make it profitable for every single one of those shareholders as well. Okay. So what we're saying is that think about this as a retirement plan. 1 share could be generating you $5,000 in 10 years from now. Okay, $5,000 is, like I said, 80,000 Rand currently. So which means that you could literally retire in 10 years from now. Well, here in South Africa, in other countries, probably not so much, so easily. Somebody asked me the other day, how many shares would I require to stop working? I said it depends on what your salary is and your responsibilities is. But about 300 shares, then you're pretty much set. Okay, so we are not encouraging anybody to purchase above what they are comfortable with. We are just stipulating that the share prices are decreasing. Okay, so we have got 1.4 million shares, and how we're going to be selling this is via our affiliates that are earning 15% USDT commissions. This USDT is split up in 2 parts. It's split up in 10% that goes directly into your internal wallets in the system that you can convert over to shares if you want to, and then the other, or you can withdraw it, and the other 5% automatically purchases you a share, or 2 or 3, depends on the amount. All right. The reason being is that you are building your own retirement package, and secondly, it also helps your upline, right? So it helps the person that you introduce to the business, so it does flow up. But this is purchasing of shares, right? So it's not a set percentage that goes on every single percent that goes up like what they would call a MLM. Now, for our top affiliates, there is also competition prizes. Now, currently, I'm sitting here on phase 19, and the first prize is $3 million. And yes, you are reading that correctly. $3 million as the first prize. But even on the 15th phase, it's $1.8 million. On the 10th phase, $300,000. On the 5th phase, $90,000. And currently on phase 1, $192,000. So this means that if everybody that is currently busy promoting this business, they can win that type of prize. So on Sunday, we are inviting all of the prize winners. We will be announcing them, and you'll be able to see them live on the website as well, for the previous competition. Okay, and this is based on the amount of shares that's sold. So this means that if 320,000 shares are sold, the first prize is $192,000, because it's 15% of the total amount of shares, 15% of the total amount cost of shares that are sold. All right. So by what else is memorable? Okay. By phase 8, this is something that's very, very important for me. By phase 8, we're starting to build a hospital. Okay, this is something that's in dire need in Kadoma. All right, we want to make Kadoma like this, the central point where Harare used to be the central point. We want to expand in Kadoma because there is nothing, so there is massive opportunity to actually expand and create something really, really pure. By phase 19, we will be completing that. Okay, now just a little side note. Does it mean that when we are by phase 19, we will already be in Ghana and Tanzania? We will already have 257 wash plants up and running, and you will be earning $4,000, $5,000 per share per year? No, because this phase could be ending in the next 2-3 months. Especially because of, I did speak about Dubai earlier. We have got a deal that we're working with for $3.5 million. And then we got another deal that's also come up now for $15 million. Okay, so we are looking at other institutional investors because our goal is what? To get the mine operation started. The mine operation started, we proved that the mine is real, everything is real, then this business will just explode from there. Right, that's it for the presentation. I will open up for questions. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat. Okay, good question by Crypto K. Is Aureus regulated by the FCA? If so, may you provide registration number? Okay, so we have got, thank you for that answer, Rena. Just want to explain this clearly. Our lawyers team, our legal team, has a security law expert in the main team, and he has stipulated it clearly the following way. We are not selling a security. We are not selling an investment. We're not offering any percentage guaranteed profits or anything like that. What you are doing is you are purchasing a share of the company itself. And because you are purchasing a share of the company, you'll be earning dividends. All right. So there's the answer on that. So we do not require an FCA license or an FSP license. And yes, we have got the CIPC registration document and SARS document. Everything is on the website. All terms and conditions and everything is there as well. And one of the reasons why the prospectus has not been released is because we have to make sure that the actual address of the mine site is not there. The reason being is we have to protect this asset. Okay. Unfortunately, the world can be very nasty. So we have to make sure that it is protected. Once we have got operations up and running there, what this means is that we have marked off the 250 hectares. We have fenced off this 250 hectares. We have got our 2 security teams on the site that is running in 24/7. Then we can stop all the zamazamas and all the naughty people. Okay. All the people that is in the community inside of the mining area, we will be relocating them to the eco world that will be developed by Sun. Nati Malapane, is there? Sorry, I just want to get all this here. We have got a CSR, CPR. Apologies, I am not the miner or anything, so I don't have any.
Okay, can I assist there, JP?
Go for it, yeah, please.
Yeah, CPI is actually talking about competent persons report, which is now called a technical report. Yeah, it's a technical report.
The
Yeah,
geotechnical reports.
yes. So yes,
Yeah, we've got
if
that. Yes. Yeah,
yes,
we
yes.
can. So that is inside of our prospectus. So we have got our original geotechnical report that was done by the geologist in Zimbabwe. And we have incorporated that into our prospectus that we will be releasing. Okay. Now, once we release it, just share my screen again. Okay, so you'll see there's an update that has happened in the last hour. We have made the calculator more easier for everybody to understand because it was confusing a lot of people. And yes, the countdown is back. Once you scroll down, you will see that we have put a 10-year calculator here. So it is understandable for everybody. And this is connected to the amount of shares that you own. Okay, but it also gives you a per share breakdown for that year. So in 2026, annual dividend estimated to be $60, and this is how it's going to be broken up. In 2027, $500, 2028, $1,000, 2029, $1,500, 2030, $2,000, and 2035, $5,000. Okay. I own 312 shares. So my 312 shares will generate me a total of $18,000 for the year. That's on 300 shares. That's not bad at all. Okay, in 2027, we're looking at $156,000. So like I said, you want to find out how many shares you need to buy to be able to retire. It depends on how much money you require. We want to build the eco world all over the world. So yeah, we will require a mass amount of funds to be able to do that. And when I'm talking about we, I'm talking about my company, Sun. So Sun is the Smart United Network for everybody that wants to look at that. I started Sun in 2022 and well, registered Sun in 2022. And this is a software development company. Okay. Okay, there's a we have got an extremely intelligent person. So if you go to, oh great, I did an update and now it's doing that. Please tell me it's not going to do that again. Okay, so it's got an issue with dividends. probably because of the calculator. Mining operations, there you go. I'm looking for the in situ question. Like I said, I am not a miner, so please excuse me for not knowing everything. It's on the prospectus. I know it's somewhere else as well, but maybe on the calc. I need to update that calculator. Okay. I do apologize. I did do an update literally like 30 minutes ago. I really didn't think the calculator would break. But it will get fixed. Nati Malapane. Okay. So I'm gonna put in my cell phone number. If there's any question that cannot be answered here tonight, then I will be able to answer it in person. So you're more than welcome to contact me. I am the CTO of the company, Chief Technical Officer, which means I develop the software, smart contracts, everything. South Africa is leading in gold expert. The first mine is in Zimbabwe, but yes, it's leading in gold expert, but not leading in the amount of gold that's available. Mara, that's a good question. What is the maximum expected price for one share? Well, the base price will be $1,000 once the 1.4 is sold, but that could increase very easily to even $300,000 depending on the NFT artwork that's connected to it and depending on the supply and demand. Because once people understand what these shares are, what they represent, and what they're actually going to bring on a yearly basis, people are not going to sell it. They will sell it in the beginning. They will regret it that they sold it. And then afterwards, everybody will be grabbing to try and get hold of it. Because once the 1.4 million is sold, then the only place where you'll be able to buy the shares will be by the shareholders themselves. And yeah, you'll have an app. You're going to click on sell, and then when you sell it, then the money will go directly to your account. All right. Is there any questions? If you got a question, please raise your hand. Otherwise, you can type. Okay, somebody asked, how does one make a payment? So you log into the account, so you will get your referral link. And this is another question I've gotten now. How do I get my referral link? How do I become an affiliate? Every single person automatically is an affiliate as well. Whether or not they use it, that is their decision. You are not required to introduce a single person to the business. It is our responsibilities to sell the shares, and we are benefiting every single affiliate to help us do this. Okay. Once you have registered by clicking on any of the purchase links that is provided by the person who you gotten the referral link from, you're going to put in your email address and you're going to send a verification code. You see the pin comes really, really quick. And then you're going to put in a username. I'm just putting anything here, but whatever you put in here, that is what your link will be. Like mine is JP Radema 84. If I put in anything, then it literally will be anything. Okay, so you can put in gold or whatever is available. If it's already taken, then it will tell you it's taken. I don't see anything that's taken. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Then on this step, you will put in a password. All right, and then you're going to click on create account. It's created your account now. And once your account is created, you will get to this part of the dashboard where you will go through the legal documentation. Now, it's important that you go through this documentation. I'm just scrolling through it, but please read it because everything that you need to know, including my own cell phone number, Donovan's cell phone number, the area, everything is here. Click on I agree. Next one. And yes, once you have gone through this, you can also go and review it. Okay, so it's not going to be difficult for you to find it. Once you've done it, it automatically will go to settings. Yeah, please put a nice little photo of yourself. Hey, I forgot about that photo. That what you see there, that's the riverbed. So yes, I was physically there. You know, I think that's yeah, there's the rock. I'll put that one up. Okay, click on save picture. All right, and now it's connected to your profile. Next thing is going to click on edit profile. Yeah, you're going to put in your name and your full name, please. So my full name. All right, your country, and then also the cell phone number. Okay, and then you got to click on save. You can put in a description there if you want. If you don't want to, it says here it's optional. The reason being is because we have got a little temporary thing. Immediately done. It's not asking you anything else. Go straight to start purchasing shares. You're going to click here and you're going to choose USDT or bank transfer. You will see here we have got a new bonus tier, which is on 500 shares. Okay, so if you choose $5,000, then you get a bonus of 20 shares. Right? If you choose USDT, then it will ask you for your what wallet you're going to be putting it into. Is it a smart chain, BNB, Ethereum, Polygon, or Tron? Yeah, you're going to put in your wallet address and that you are making the payment from, not some other address. Okay, and this is the hash code. Okay, and then if you want to make a purchase for someone else, why did we put this in here? To help the affiliates to help their downline, put it like that. Okay, so you've got somebody, they want to purchase shares, they've registered or you registered them, which I'll show next. Then you have got the option here where you can put in a username. When you put in a username here, all right, I'm just going to put anyone that's in my brain now. There you go. To think there. All right. And then when I press submit payment, okay, then it brings up the confirm your purchase button. And this is vitally important. A lot of people are not going this step. They think that because they have clicked submit payment, it is done. It's not done. You need to click on confirm and submit, please. If you do not click on confirm and submit, it will not go through. And you're saying it, you can see it says here, purchasing for Mega Miramar. All right. And I will say purchasing from. Okay. And then the same thing when it comes to bank. Now, bank is only for South Africa, Eswatini, and Namibia. All right. And yes, I am working with the CEO to try and get at least Yoko to make the bank payments easier. In USDT, we are also working on to be able to make the transaction faster. We're not going to do smart contracts, but we will be implementing API technology into it that will verify the transaction. So we will be working on this. But one of the delays is because we got multiple payment methods. Okay. Right, bank transfer, please. We've got this very clearly, and it's the first thing you see here. You have to have clearance. Okay. If you are not paying from FNB, you have to put clearance on. It's vitally important. If you do not put instant clearance, then it will take 3 to 5 business days before your transaction will be confirmed. Okay. Here's the banking details, and this is your reference. Do not put your own reference. Please use this reference. Our system cannot pick it up if you use something else. Okay, then you're going to click on choose file. You're going to choose something, and this will be your proof of payment. You got this option again, submit payment, and once again, you need to click on confirm and submit. You don't click on confirm and submit, we do not know about it. We got no idea about this transaction at all. Okay. It does not come to admin at all. We don't know about it. All right. For all the affiliates, we have implemented a unique tool. And this is what I said earlier. How do you get your affiliate link? Do you have to wait before you get your affiliate link? You sign up underneath someone and you will have your affiliate link immediately. Your affiliate link is your username at the back of Aureus.Africa. Simple as that. Okay. But once you go to the affiliate dashboard, you scroll down, you will see there is your affiliate link. There's also a button that says create a user account. Click on this and you will be able to create an account for someone else. This makes it easy to be able to help your downline. Okay. And then our marketing tools. Here we have got a list builder. So you can create your list. You have to create a list first. And then once you create a list, you can click on add your first lead and you can add somebody into that lead list. All right. Now, when I click on marketing and I use this template, I can, I never clicked on that. I misclick. Okay, marketing, use template, and you'll see it's got one list lead. If you add multiple to that, then it will send this thing out to multiple. And this is a nice brief description about the business and every single facet. And yes, I need to go and update it a little bit. But then you click on send email, and anybody that gets this email understands what the business is. So if I click on send mail, you'll see it sends. One send, 0 filed. If I go back. Okay, so I got an email that said that I joined, and this is the person that joined as well. So we are getting emails. And then the other one is the last one still coming. Did I choose JP wrong one? No. Okay. Any case. Then under gold diggers. So this is the current pool price. Okay. It's based on the amount of shares that sold times the cost of the share. Okay. And these are the current winners. Okay. And this is what they're currently standing. Current. Okay. Please note, that's not what you're going to be winning. That's if the competition ends tomorrow, that's what you win. Okay, but the competition ends tomorrow. It means that the entire amount of shares are sold, and then we're talking about big money. Okay. You can also switch to the previous and the future as well. And here you will see the winners. Okay. Right. Then now to make this transparent, because we know we're going to get some form of question about how this person has won. If you click on the little button, you will see that this is the orders that has come in. So which means that the person that has won, this is the reason why this person has won. Okay, so we're all about transparency. Commissions and commissions you can not transfer yet. Or can you? I did open it up, yeah. We'll be looking at this very careful what people are doing with the transfers. That if we see any form of manipulation, the transfers will be removed. This is a friendly warning to everyone. Okay. Transfers don't give any commission as well. That question came up. If you click on convert, you can convert your shares, your USDT commission over to shares, and under transactions, you can see all your transactions. Okay. Settings, there you can change your photo, update your details, and change your password. Right. Christiana, yes, you got a question.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, JP. I believe
Good
you are
evening.
sound well now. Yeah. So I believe
I'm better.
your health is, thank God. Please, there is I think I need some clarification in some areas. There was a write-up that was posted on WhatsApp, how the shares is going to the dividend for 2026, 2027, 8, and like that. So
Mm-hmm.
where I'm having should I say I'm confused or something like that? For 2026, I'm seeing $60. Why on the app I'm seeing one of 138 point something and some other things. So please, is there any way you can explain to
Yeah, like I said, is that if you log into the site now, you refresh the site, you'll see that the calculator is made a lot simpler. And the reason being is because of the confusion to people. People want to know what is the estimated, how much we want to give projections. Okay, so our projection for 2026 is we're under promising. Okay, and we hope to over deliver. The reason being is because 2026 is our growth year. We're going to be
yeah,
setting up the mines. Okay, remember in
yeah,
2026 we'll start off with two plants, two wash plants. By July,
okay,
maybe about 10. By December, we'll maybe have 20 to 30. Okay. In 2027, we're not starting again with two. We already have got 30 up and running. You understand where
yeah,
I'm coming from? So
yeah,
our
yes,
production will be a lot bigger. But to be able to calculate it exactly, it's very difficult. But everything is based on the resources. So whatever resources we are taking out of the ground, that will be documented on a 24-hour basis inside of the website. You'll be able to see, hey, look, this is how much copper has been taken out. This is how much gold has been taken out. Oh, we found some silver. We found some platinum. Hey, look, we found a diamond. You know, it will be 100% transparent. Also, with
okay,
other productions, anything else, actually, the minerals is quite easy because it's a daily production. When it comes to other companies, it might be a bit more complicated. Like, for example, in
okay,
ICT, there will only be profits if the product of the company has generated profits. Like, for example, if Sun develops a game and that game gets sold, or that game has got 1 million users that each spent $5 on it, that type of example. Okay, then we'll be able to show this is how much profit. But every single business that's connecting into Aureus has got some form of not just JV agreement, but a physical share partnership. Like Aureus owns, for an example, 15% inside of Sun. That's one of the things. Okay. So I hope that explains it. But you can see this now for yourself on your own dashboard when you log into the site. It's very clear, it's very easy to see. I've taken that big complicated thing away.
Yeah.
Okay, so even that is the that's the base, if I can put it on it. Then it's also based on 300 kilograms. Okay, so like we said here, lower dividend expected as initial focus on infrastructure. And then if you scroll down, you'll get the calculator that explains it in more detailed definition. All right. I do apologize that the dividend page and the calculator page is gonna on some of the other pages will give issues. That will be fixed tonight. Still,
Okay.
my voice is going. Right. Does that answer your question, Christiana?
Yes, I think I'm partially understand now. But what about this side of a fraction? Because one of my downlines
Okay.
bought in someone. So
I was
that
waiting for
fraction
that coming.
itself.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay, let
you.
me explain the fraction as easy as possible. Okay.
Uh, okay.
So let's say for argument's sake, you introduce a person that introduces another person that introduces another person. Okay. That person buys $1,000 worth of shares. Okay. So then it means that there's two payments that happens. There's two deductions. There's a 10% commission that is USDT commission goes into the wallet. The other 5% is also USDT, but that purchases shares. Okay, so that would be a total of $150. Okay, but now $100 goes to it goes to USDT wallet. $50 buys a new share. So $50 would purchase the new share. All right. So that $50 then has a deduction of once again 5% and 10%. That 5% is now $2.50. That $2.50 would then be what? A fraction. Okay. Do you understand that what I'm saying? So the $50 is a fraction, now the $2.50 is a fraction. That $2.50 once again minus so 2.5 minus 5%. There's your actual fraction, 0.125. So
It's
that's
not clear. I'm not getting
0.125. That is the
it.
fraction.
Sorry, I'm not getting it well. Okay, let's say okay. Okay.
You're not getting it. Okay, let me draw it. Drawing usually works
Not
better.
getting
JP, I think show
it.
the the breakdown that you did for the networkers, because they don't have an idea of what they're looking at. So that will show exactly what we're talking about and why there's a fraction.
Yeah, but we don't have a breakdown for that. We still need to make it.
Then the one you put in the group chat, what was that?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so show that, because I think the networkers don't have an understanding of why the numbers seem like that, but it's according to what that
According to mathematical equation.
yeah, but it's exactly what's on that presentation, on that, what should I say, networker presentation, rather than this one.
Okay, just give
Maybe
me a
we'd have to
second.
show it to networkers to understand why
Yeah,
they're getting a
we're
fraction.
going to, for the affiliates, we're going to have to do this. Yeah, I'm just getting it.
Thanks, JP.
But it might, everybody's got an opinion, but it might be worth helping. This is now, and the share price is low compared, sorry, the purchase price is compared very low compared to the actual value of the share. So towards the
Yep.
higher levels, when we start selling shares for 100, 200, 300, then these proportions of shares are whole dollars. And it
Yeah,
starts to make
those
more sense.
fractions. I mean, if you take, for an example, mathematically, if we take a fraction that I just showed that was 0.125, okay, that times $1,000, okay, gives you $125. So that fraction, which is 0.125, is worth $125.
Yes.
But that's
Okay.
when the share is valued at $1,000. You understand?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically, the people are getting. I'm still looking for that. Where did I put this? There's
Are
so
you able
many
to pick it up
photos.
in the pictures if I put it up in the chat?
You're welcome to put it in the chat.
Okay, let me try.
There's so many photos here.
I'm gonna try. Okay. Oh, I got to allow Zoom to access my photos. Okay.
Okay, I got it. I got it. It's all right. Apologies for my. Okay, so let me share this again with everybody as well, so they get this. Okay, so basically, if a member buys $10,000, okay, then they're buying $10,000 worth of shares, so that's 1,000 shares. Okay, so that 1,000 will give $500 commission in USDT. Okay, that is the sorry, that 1,000 will give $150 commission in USDT. 100 will be the no, sorry, $10,000. Yeah, it's $1,000 in USDT, and $500 is also USDT, but that $500 of USDT is a purchase. Okay, so that buys 50 shares. Now, what happens when your downline, when they buy shares? You earn commissions. You understand that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's called a rebuy. Okay, so basically, yeah, that $500, all right, causes a rebuy. When it rebuys, then the first the first level is $50.
Yeah.
All right, that $50 gives you 2.5 shares plus, which is worth that $500. 10% commission is 50 USDT. That's what goes into your wallet. That's what you can withdraw, right? The $2.5 is the shares, right? So that's what you're getting as shares because you are buying shares. So that's your fractions. Okay. So on the
That's for
third
direct
level,
downline.
that's for
Okay.
your, well, no, it's for your upline. It's not your downline, it's your upline. So it's the person above you, and the person above you, and the person above you, not you. So you understand? So if you've got 4 people that you have introduced, and the
Okay.
4th person that's underneath you, so
Yeah.
you've introduced the person, that person's introduced, and that one, and that one, and that one. The 4th person, when they introduce, when they buy share of $10,000, then this is how it will flow up. So that the
Network.
direct will get $50. The person above them will get $2.50. The person above them will get $0.125. The person above them will get $0.00625. The person above them will get $0.003, and that's where it ends. So it cannot go beyond
Wow.
0.001. Okay. what this means is that you are getting fractions of shares. Okay, and those fractions, as you are getting more and more, like I've got
All right.
0.35 fractions at the moment. Okay, so if I get another 0.75 fractions, then what do I have? One. I got a whole, which means then I'll have 313 shares. So now, where you would only benefit out of your direct, your first level, now you are benefiting out of the entire. But the difference is that you are buying shares. This is not a MLM thing where it says, well, you get 15% commission, but at 15%, your first level you are earning 10, your second level you are earning 2, the second level you are earning 2, the third level you are the fourth level you're earning 1%. That is MLM structure. This is you are getting 15% USDT. 10% you are the 10% you are getting into your wallet. The 5% buys you shares. You understand? It physically
Yes.
buys you
Okay.
shares. And that 5% that you are buying share automatically gives your upline commission and shares as well. Because they are buying shares
Okay.
as well. You understand? So now if you're building a
Yes.
team,
Yes.
now if you're building a team and you're sitting with 10,000 people in your team, for argument's sake, all right, and you have got lots of little commissions that is coming up to you eventually. Okay, now it becomes that teamwork, if we can put it like that. I hope that makes it understandable. Right.
JP, I put that doc in the chats so they
Yeah,
can see
okay,
the
thank you.
network scan. Okay, cool.
Let's talk about it.
All right, Crypto K. I see you've got a question. It says, do you perhaps have the Aureus holding PTY number? So if you go to the
I understand that the network is fluctuating.
sorry, Christiana. Christiana, sorry, do you have another question?
I think she was talking to someone else.
Okay. All right. So Crypto K raised a hand and asked about, do we have Aureus holding certificate? So if you go to the legal documents, right, and this is before you are purchasing any shares or anything. This is where we started when I showed in everybody. It says your legal documents completed, but you can go and review any of this. And right in the beginning, there is our registration number. Okay. So there's all our details. You can go there at the bottom. You'll see our details there as well. And then also, if you scroll further down, you'll get the CIPC certificate, the SAR tax, and the FNB bank proof certificate. And we will also be adding the prospectus in there as well. Okay, if you want to see the presentation we showed tonight, if you go to company presentations and you click on English, then it will download that specific one. Okay, so it has been updated last week already. Cressida, are there any Zooms over the weekend so people can join? Yes, there will be Zooms. Because I've been sick, I will stand in this week. I'm not sure about the day, but it will probably I will announce what time it will happen. If I feel good in the morning, then I will probably do one for 12 o'clock. Robert's asking about referral marketing tools, I guess. Yeah, I want to share on social media, bring in more people. Please create an easy share option. Yeah. We have got no, we haven't implemented that. Okay. Yeah, I'll get that done. The rules and regulations for easy share options inside of websites connecting to Facebook and those things, that's another story. But if you go to the affiliate dashboard, and then you go to marketing tools, and you go to templates. Is it that one? Materials? And this templates. Materials. I did have it here. Because that's very small. It's a small Facebook, and it's, I don't even think that's not so okay. Easy share tools. All right, we also have two groups. The one group is for support. If you have any technical issues, do not join this group if you do not have one. But if you have a technical issue, then you can join this group. I love how Zoom remembers what you copied. Okay, this is for support. And then any existing shareholders. Right, please note you will not be allowed to enter into this group without being an existing shareholder. This means that you actually own shares, so it does get verified. Okay, before you're allowed in this group. All right, any further questions?
JP, I just got one short question now from somebody.
Yeah, sure.
What happened in the case? You register, and before you can buy your shares, and you had sent your link out, and somebody joined underneath you, and he purchased shares
Then
before
you earn
you buy
commission.
your shares. Would
Then
you
you earn
still be
commissions.
able to
This is
get your
Yeah, this is not an
again?
MLM. Eugene, we don't have this is not a multi-level marketing business, so we don't have that funny structure or rules or any nonsense like this. We do not tolerate any manipulation. So creating multiple accounts underneath yourself, that ain't gonna happen. Like today, we found one user where she was complaining, but she didn't understand what was going on. So the person went and registered underneath Aureus.Africa. And so they didn't go and so they registered under the company, they didn't register under her link, but she thought that this is what happened, and she blew her top over it. But we basically said to her, don't worry about it. If you can prove that this person is supposed to be underneath you, then we will move this person to you, but you have to be able to prove it. We will move this person to you, and your commission will move as well. Okay, so that's the big difference. We are not a MLM based business. So if you introduce somebody and they introduce somebody else, and that's buying shares, then they will earn commissions. But yeah, we don't want to encourage everybody just grabbing the opportunity and not purchasing shares, because then you're not understanding the value of the business itself.
Okay, 100%. Now I know how to answer that question. Thank you.
Perfect. Right. Any other questions? Yes, CryptoK.
Good evening. Good evening, JP. Thanks for the opportunity. I've been looking for it. Just one question. Anyway, you answered most of my questions that I've been writing there. Thank you so much. More especially for the legality, since most of the people were injured, in terms of this
Yes.
companies that come and go, or sometimes being stopped
Yes.
by, the authorities because of they didn't follow the regulations or the protocols. And so thank you so much for that. My question is one, what informs Aureus share price, since that Aureus is not in the stock exchange, because I believe that share price is determined by, supply and demand, more especially in the stock market. So since that Aureus is not in the stock market, what determines that, since that, you are even sure that by April a share price will be this much, after 2 months a share price will be this much? So what informs that and what determines that? If maybe you can clarify me on that. I understand on the issue of commissions, I understand that. But now a share price, it's something that, it's, determined by multiple factors: stability of the company, organic growth of the company, productivity of the company, and more especially if it is registered in the stock market. So whereby there
Exactly.
is a
You said it very, very clearly there. If it's registered on the stock market, um, if it's registered on the stock market, then it is regulated according to that value of supply and demand. And that will happen in the future, but we will not be registered on the stock market. We are going to be registered on an NFT market. And then it will be supply and demand. So it will, technically speaking, be a cryptocurrency. And the reason why it will be valued by supply and demand then is because a lot of people will sell it because they bought it at $5 or $10, 10, 20 or 30 or 50 or $100, and it's sitting at $1,000 and they want to sell it. The other reason would be that they want to get their profits, so but then there will be people that will not sell, and we believe that will start happening from probably from 27 to 2030 onwards, where they won't want to sell their shares because they are seeing, we are getting $3, $4, $5,000 every single year. When a share is valued at $1,000, that's what you're purchasing, and every single year you are getting, even if you're only getting $1,000 per year, why would you sell it for $1,000? It doesn't make sense. Okay. But that will be one of the decisions. Like I had a meeting a while back where I said, somebody will come in, for an example, buy 10,000 shares, and then they'll go sell 1,000 shares at $1,000. Because they bought it at $5. There's a very, very big possibility of that happening. Usually that would be detrimental to the company itself. But in our case, it's not, because we're selling shares in the company so that we got the capital to set up everything inside of the company to be able to go into production. All right. So basically, in place of us getting a big venture capital investor that puts in $100 or $200 million, we are splitting it up like this, where we're allowing normal people the opportunity to be able to purchase shares, to be an owner in the company itself. Where you're talking about traditional stock market, by the time that the company reaches the stock market, it's past the initial phases. It's past the growth phase where the most amount of production and money has been made already. So then all the VCs, they've already made their money back. So we're giving everybody that opportunity to come in at that stage. And once we go over to the NFT market and people realize, then this value will just keep on increasing. Now, the question that you asked secondly is, how do we do this? The shares have been registered by CIPC. Okay, and these shares, I'll open the certificate now so I can explain it in detail. Apologies, just give me a second. Right, so this is basically how the shares will come. So you got ordinary par value shares, and ordinary par value shares has got a set of value to it, a starting value, which is what we've set it as $1,000. Okay, so that is what our starting value is per share. Right, no par, not ordinary, no par value shares. No par value shares do not have a value. Right, they purely controlled by the company's growth and what the value is in the stock market and so forth. That's the normal shares that you are talking about. So these are ordinary par value shares. Okay, and they're set at $1,000. That means that we are setting it at $1,000. This is in by CIPC and the Memorandum of Corporation. But we can sell it on our website for whatever. This is now, I'm going to make you understand, is you will be getting this type of share certificate, okay, that stipulates this. So which means, for an example, this share certificate is worth $50 million. The reason because it's 50,000 shares times $1,000 per share. Okay. Now when you sell it, then and you're going to sell it as an NFT, then you're selling it at $1,000 each. The system that we are building, this NFT marketplace, will have the rule of doing that. Okay. So OpenSea is a marketplace, and OpenSea you can put up any value. We are not going to do that. Ours is set to $1,000 minimum and will increase in value. I hope that makes sense to you.
Okay, no, thanks for that. Thanks for the explanation. I think most of us and other people will understand it better as time goes by. Thank you, JP.
Exactly. It's gonna look. It's what I want everybody to think about like this tonight, and I've said this today in the voice note, is I'm treating this as a retirement plan. Okay. I'm not saying that a pension or insurance or anything like that doesn't have value. It of course has value, especially something like a medical aid or funeral plan or something like that, because it gives you a big lump sum when you need it most. Okay. The problem is that if you can't pay it, that is where the issue is. Because if you are paying every single month for that, and then all of a sudden you can't pay it anymore, then it lapses and you lose it. Okay. But with a share, you are buying the share and you are the owner of the share. Right, there's no membership fee, there's no joining fee, there's no renewal fee. Okay, the only transaction fee is the fee that you pay when you pay in South African rands, and that is for the conversion. Yes, Lebo.
Oh, okay. I don't know if maybe I understand Mr. Crypto K correctly, because it seems like he wanted to compare a publicly listed company with
Yes.
a startup. Now,
Yes.
I don't know if I should maybe explain to him how startups will work.
You're more than welcome, especially because your brother is part of our law team, so you're more than welcome.
Okay. Yeah, a startup, when it raises when it raises capital, it will not raise a capital like a publicly listed company where it will enter the stock market. And we will not do that. Think of it this way. If you are starting a company, you've got your business plan, you've got your projections. Your business plan and your projections, they are worth that amount of capital that you are going to request from the bank. Think of it like that. The business plan and the vision and the long-term plan of Aureus is to own, let's say, just for argument's sake, let's say to own 200 wash plants. Now, how much will it take for Aureus to own that? Then it's just breaking it down in terms of phases to say, no, we know it's going to take a lot of time to raise funds for 200 wash plants. But in the meantime, let us start bit by bit, you know? So what they did, they actually quantified whatever they will need as a company, and they broke it down for capital. But what procedure they followed? They said, okay, we do not want to go to the bank to look for this money, but we will go to the general public. A general public that will be able to pump in a capital. So it will not be demand and supply that will determine that. And also it will not be a form of going to the stock market, but it's an issue of how much capital needs to be raised. And people who believe in that company, in the vision, in the business plan, in the projections, will give the shares value by buying. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Thank you so much for the explanation. I think, thank you so much for that. I understand it very well now. And since this is a share company, do we perhaps, besides the CEO, and do we perhaps have a board of directors?
Yes, correct. Correct. We got an entire board of directors. Everything is in the prospectus, which we will be releasing. And it's not something that you're going to request. It's something that will be on the website. And this should make everybody more comfortable. If you think about any of the nonsense stuff that most people have been joining in the last couple of years, regardless if it's MLM or some sort of scheme, they're always very wary about showing documentation. You have to ask, and you know, we are putting it on the website directly. Yeah, it is. You can go and look at it and scrutinize it and everything there. So it is publicly available for everybody. And this is even before you are purchasing a single share. And we request that every single person goes through this documentation before they just invest a lot of money into purchasing shares, so they understand what they are buying. Okay.
JP, on that note, people knowing what they're buying, remember the business case demonstrated in the actual prospectus itself is, as you said earlier, is based on the gold price being 109,000, currently sitting at 131,000. So it's just, the figures are indicative and based on the current price of gold, probably quite pessimistic. But just
Yes,
read it in the spirit
correct.
in which is given. We can't update the prospectus every 2 weeks, every 2 days. But at that point in time, there was a strong business case. At this point in time, it's even better.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, the gold price was at $45,000 or $42,000 in 2016 when Donovan started prospecting throughout Africa. When I came back from Singapore for TTT, Donovan contacted me. That was in 23. And then gold's price was at $75,000. That's when I was in Zim. And then when we started with Aureus, with the pre-sale, gold was sitting at $109,000. The other day it was sitting at $136,000. Then it went down again. So it will retrace. But one of the reasons why gold is actually increasing in value in a lot is because of what's currently happening in the world. Is the buying power of the dollar is becoming less. You know, they're talking about de-dollarization and so forth. In in um in Zim, for an example, they're using the dollar. Okay. But now because of this, they moved over to what? To the ZiG. What is the ZiG? A ZiG is a gold back currency. Gold backed. Okay. And that is how the currencies originally was. It was connected to the amount of gold. It was not connected to debt or anything like that. It was connected to the amount of gold. So we are going I wouldn't say very soon, but we are going into that same route where it will become a gold back economy. Right. I think my throat has had its limit. Robert, your recording, let's hope. The other day we had such a lovely recording, and then for whatever reason Zoom did not record it. I was so frustrated. Like, it recorded the one in the evening, but not in the one in the day.
Have you deleted the evidence of the call where you forgot to share your screen?
No,
Oh, how
no,
convenient.
it's still available. I'm talking about the one in the day, the afternoon one. That was a really good one. We had a lot of questions that was very important. I was very frustrated that I didn't record. It's the one for Lebo's team. So, but yeah, look, we're going to be doing this on a constant basis. So yeah, we'll know. You need to save the recording. Hi, Helen. Thank you for all the wishes and the blessings.
You need to select send save to
Yeah.
to the
I do. I think my cloud was a bit full. So, but it's very weird. It usually doesn't save anything, but it's saved the one for the the saved the one in the evening, but not the afternoon. So hopefully I went and I deleted, like, I think about 10 recordings to make sure that there's space. But in any case, right. Helen, was that the translation? Is it accurate, by the way? We didn't speak about it again.
I've got a special Greek translator who's going to get back to us on next week. She's going to
Are you
prepare
serious?
because she's also legal.
Oh, brilliant.
Works with the legal division departments, and I'd rather that it be
Excellent.
exactly. Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
possible also maybe to get, seeing as you're getting specific objections raised on most of the calls, maybe to do an objection sheet, where questions and answers are available, because they're obviously quite common, right? And then you keep adding to it where necessary. So that would be quite handy.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah, we need to. And the other day somebody asked about minutes. Yeah, like I should do transcription.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we'll get to everything. I'm thinking Neil can sit there and he can.
Are you giving me work?
No, we've actually got a transcriber working tonight. I saw the thing pop up again. I don't know who activated it. There is a transcription. Yes, there is a transcription. Oh, I'm literally looking at as it's busy. So I should probably just press save transcript after this.
I was fidgeting with the buttons to try and send pictures. So I pressed all the things.
I
must have done something, I don't know.
All right. Okay. We'll get better and better at this. But But yeah, look, everybody, if we can, we got a big goal this month, right? And we don't have a lot of time. 320,000 shares. But what I've said to Donovan is I'm not afraid or fearful or anything for this target. And the reason being is that during our pre-sale, we were busy testing the field. We were busy making sure the website was working correctly, everything. And now we're live, we're in the main phase, and we also got strong affiliate leaders that has come on board as well. But now they require videos and material, so that's the next step. So tonight's was a really good meeting. I hope that this recording has been recorded by Zoom, and then
Us too.
I will post it. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. May you have a wonderful evening, and God bless. Good night.
Thank you so much.